Hello, everybody, and welcome to my Impact Wrestling review. A lot of things going on the show this week. Once again, still in Mexico City, Mexico, which the biggest match is hyped up tonight before the Uncaged theme, pay-per-view show for next week's episode. The main event of tonight's show is going to be LAX versus the Lucha Brothers for the World Tag Team Championships. We're going to get into that soon up in the main event because that was literally the best match out of this entire show because both of those teams are just very, very great in the ring, but I'll get to them soon enough. But we did kick off the show with the Mac, which I didn't know he was on these tapings, with Rich Swann going against OVE, the Chris Brothers, to kick off the show. Because I forgot the Mac was even still in this thing, because you think he'd be part of this whole story, I guess, what's going on. But it was really a good match, though, to kick off the show in general. You kind of figured who was going to win because Swann hit Dave with that roundhouse kick he does, and then hit him with a second row 450 splash for the win. Really good match. Kicked off the show. I don't know, man. I feel like the Chris Brothers need some more wins, if you ask me. They lose more than they win. I know they're like Sammy Callahan's lackeys, and by the way, Callahan was not out there because I know they're still doing this whole story with him and Swann right now, but he stayed away out of this one and just sent OVE in themselves to take out, Swann and the Mac. But still a really good match, though. I will say that. I don't really know the Mac. I don't know if the Mac is still in this whole story with this because he was for a second and then he kind of looked like he disappeared for the past few weeks. But now they've kind of brought him back just for this match. I don't know how long he was in these tapings, but I thought he had more to do with this story because at one point you saw the Mac asking Swann, why are you protecting Sammy for? Why are you protecting Callahan? And Swann didn't really want to talk about it. But we'll see where this goes, but it was a really good match to kick off the show. I will say that. They went to the Lucha Brothers backstage, as both Penta and Phoenix said that the entire, city of Mexico City is behind them. Their family is there. They're on their home turf now. And, I know they had subtitles and everything because Pentagon said that LAX is going to be embarrassed and that, Conan cannot save them from this embarrassment, and they were going to dedicate this match to Conan because he is their family and everything. So he said that the Lucha Brothers will be champions in front of their people. I still think Phoenix's promos are just too hyper, if you ask me. I even watched this promo the other day when they did the AEW ticket press conference. I'm gonna get into a lot of that soon enough too because there's a lot to say about them because. Also, because that match is coming up. Because I gotta say, the Lucha Brothers are all over the place. Let me tell you that. But, of course, they did this Medo, thing. And Nada Miedo Amino, to end off their promo. Because, they still do that whole backstage promo with, like, the filters and stuff. So, it was a good promo and everything. But I just think Phoenix sounds hyper multiple times. Of course, they did their GWN flashback of the week, which was the LAX debut. I don't know what it looked like on Twitch, but it's probably different. They went to Dark Alley versus Kiera Hogan, which I feel like I've seen this match a couple too many times now. But this was not a bad match other than the weird finish, if you ask me, because the match was actually pretty good. The finish of Su Yung being knocked down and Allie going to get the glove, but then it's like she just kind of starts slapping herself and starts yelling for Sue and just hollering all over the place. I'm sitting there wondering, the gloves in front of her, why didn't she just put it on? And she never. And I guess, I don't know, it was Rosemary messing with her mind, I guess. And Kiera pretty much hit her finisher on her and won the match. I don't know why her and Jordan Grace are still involved in this feud at this point. You think it's just probably just Rosemary versus both Su Yung and Dark Alley trying to get the Light Alley back. But that finish was odd. I know some people, like I said before, I don't need to beat a dead horse, but some people are getting tired of the Undead Realm, which are not really in the Undead Realm anymore at this point. But how long does this story go on until Rosemary beats her or something to pull her back? Because these women need something better to do. I know the title picture is occupied right now, but let's give them a better story they can go off on against each other in some type of feud or something right now, because I know Jordan Grace just got there, but I don't even know why she's still in this whole thing going on right now. I got literally no clue. They then went to this investigative reporter, Rolando Melendez, as he talked to Johnny Impact, which I said this last week or two. I did say this last week. And after they questioned Johnny about being beaten by all of Cage, Moose, and Killer Cross, he told them that you were going to be in a fatal 4-way match next week at Cage for the World Heavyweight Championship. Johnny was pissed. He started getting angry and knocking luggage over. And pretty much Cage walked up to him and he said, how's it feel being screwed over, huh? And walked off, say, see Johnny next week. You know, I said this was going to happen. I didn't think it'd be by at that Uncaged show. I thought actually would have waited till Rebellion, but waiting to April is a bit of time. Unless they could build it up to April, for all I know. But having a fatal 4-way match, I expected this to happen for some reason. Just because all of them have pinned Johnny, so now he must try to survive. In a way, I feel like it's still screwing Cage over because he never got his one-on-one rematch yet that he wants, but we'll see where this goes off from here, since it now will be a fatal 4-way next week for the world title. Then they went to Dark Alley and Su Yung walking downstairs as the screen started going in and out, and it said, "The witching is upon us. Don't say we didn't warn you." So, Rosemary's still going after them. I'm hoping this gets somewhere because I don't even know where it's going at this point, too. I got no idea where this is kind of going right now. Raju went against Trey Miguel, which was actually a good match, to be honest. I know this Desi Hit Squad is deader than fucking water at this point, and I figured Trey Miguel would win, but this was a really good match, too. That Raju guy, he's really good in the ring, but this Desi Hit Squad stuff is holding him back. The Gunder Scene guy's not bad, but having Gama cut promos just that are very bad and boring, they just don't know what to do. And this is more of a comedy team than they should be taken as a serious team. So I got no idea what they're doing with them. The Rascals, they're all great in the ring in general, and I know Trey got the win and everything, but it was very predictable. But I guess one of them is going for some title. Really, I know some people said that it looks like they're making Trey like the single star and Desmond Xavier and Zachary Wentz the tag team, which Desmond was a singles guy at one point. I just don't know what they're doing other than just having them sit around like it's that 70s show getting high. But they put on some great matches, though, I'll give them that. But I just don't know where they're going to keep going with this. They hyped up this World Cup thing for next week from AAA versus Impact, which they showed like a video package of the AAA wrestlers. Psycho Clown, Puma King, El Hijo del Vikingo, and Aerostar. Sami Callihan winning against Puma King, which was not a bad match, really, but I don't really know a lot about Puma King. I've seen him on MLW, I believe, but I kind of figured Callahan was going to win after he won with the pile driver to beat Puma King. I don't really know a lot of these AAA wrestlers other than Aerostar because I've seen him on Lucha Underground. Psycho Clown has showed up a couple times, but I heard he's supposed to be like the top star of AAA, but it ain't working. I've only seen this Puma King guy like a few times. El Hijo de Vikingo, I just saw him a few weeks ago on the show, but he's really good in the ring. This World Cup thing, I just don't know, because who do we throw on the Impact side? What? Sami Callihan, Eli Drake, Eddie Edwards, and who the fuck else they put in there? I'm trying. I don't know was it Swann? I think. Or was it the Mac? I don't even remember who they put the fourth guy in Impact. I may have to go look that up to see who they did, because I don't remember the fourth teammate on there for Team Impact. I really don't. I'm gonna have to go back and look that up, unless I've probably already forgotten. But I could check that right now, really, because I really don't know who the fourth guy is on this team. I swear to God, I don't. I got no clue. Let me see. It's right here. Yeah, give me a second. I was just looking it up real quick. Sorry for the long pause. Okay, now I see who is in this whole little. Oh, Follow By. Oh yeah, Follow By's in. It's Follow By. There you go. Didn't know who it was. Follow By. That's who's on this team. I don't know where that's gonna go though. I really don't. Because where did they go? They went to Eli Drake, then talking to Eddie Edwards, talking about he needs to bring back the old Eddie Edwards and put Kenny away and not be this hardcore thing. We want to see the former world and tag team champion. He pretty much wants the Wolves version of Eddie Edwards back, the old Eddie. Okay, that's the key to winning this tag match next week. And he pretty much told, I guess, his kendo stick Kenny and walked off then after that. So I guess we'll see the old Eddie Edwards next week instead of crazy Eddie Edwards. Because other than them hyping the Uncaged show for next week, they went to Melissa Santos, who interviewed both Killer Kross and Moose as, you know, they were standing there. Melissa Santos asked Kross about the 4-way. Kross said that this match, he was not a fan of this match. And it could be in their favor, but Moose said it was unfair for them, because we're a team, him and Kross. But Moose said, you know, let's not forget who he blocked Tom Brady's blindside. Kind of funny after the Super Bowl just happened anyways. And Moose talked about, you know, we're going to cover on the blindside, and both of us will win. No matter who wins, we'll both win the title. We'll both be the world champion, he says. Because if Kross wins, we can keep the belt in my trophy case. And if I win, we'll keep the belt in my trophy case, which was pretty funny since Moose will have it. And said we're going to be the co-world champions, okay? And once we become the co-world champions, we won't have to chase, girls like Melissa Santos around. The girls will be coming after us. They'll be chasing us then. Because he then said that Bill Blishnick always said there's no I in team. And Kross said that your analogy is good. But he likes the one about the frog and the scorpion, which Moose kind of agreed to it. Oh, yeah. And then told Melissa Santos to call him, which I feel like that's pretty much telling you that Kross is going to turn on Moose next week in this title match, okay? I don't know the story about the frog and the scorpion, but I'm going to assume that the scorpion turns on the frog, Moose is the frog, and Kross is the scorpion, since he's going to stab him in the back as Kross looks serious about it. I found funny that Melissa Santos was nearly laughing during this segment too, but it was pretty funny though. So don't be surprised if Kross turns on Moose next week, because anyone, I guess, like, screw the world co-world champion. I'm the only world champion. He's going to look at it like. The Lucha Brothers came out, which they actually had like the Chinese. It was like the Chinese dragon, which. It's weird because, what was it? Like, they said it was Chinese New Year about a few days ago. I think it was on February 6th. And they had this, like the dragon and the drums and everything, which is kind of odd. I get it was Chinese New Year, but isn't this in Mexico? So it's very odd. They're kind of, I don't know, something odd about this. Like, you're celebrating Chinese New Year, but we're in Mexico, and you said that the entire people of Mexico are behind you, but we're doing a Chinese New Year ring entrance for some reason for the Lucha Brothers in Mexico. Something's very odd about that picture for some reason. What else did we have after that? Pretty much LAX came out, which I said before, this was the best match out of the night. These teams, it's nothing bad to say about them matches. Every time they go in there, they kill it. I just keep saying give them more time than usual, because this match was like 10 minutes. Like, the big part of this match though was Santana damn near kicking out of every finisher he could, because after they hit the street sweeper, LAX hit the street sweeper and everything, pretty much Pentagon and Phoenix got back in. They hit that spike pile driver on them. Phoenix jumps out on the outside with a suicide dive on Ortiz, but Santana kicked out. Pentagon then hit him with the Fear Factor finish again, the package pile driver. Santana kicks out again. Phoenix come back in. They hit it again. One more spike. Phoenix just goes back out there, hits like a crazy top on heel suicide dive, and stops Ortiz. Pretty much that finally got the win over Santana, making the Lucha Brothers the new Impact Wrestling tag team champions right now. So someone finally beat LAX in a long time for the championships. Okay, because I gotta say somebody said they made Santana look really strong here, especially kicking out of 3 package pile, package pile driver finishes right there, and he just kept kicking out. Conan just looked kind of confused, like he shook their hands and everything, and pretty much helped LAX to the back after that. And Pentagon and Phoenix pretty much stood tall and celebrated as they closed out the show, winning the tag team championships from there. But overall, just a very great match in general. It's nothing really bad to say about both of these teams. They both kill it. Hell, you could put them in singles matches against each other. You know they could. And again, they did with like Santana and Phoenix before the Homecoming show not that long ago. And it was a damn really great match, okay? It really was. So this, like I said, Pentagon and Phoenix, though, these guys are all over the place. Because what did they do? They just lost the MLW titles. I think last Saturday, at their live show to the New Heart Foundation. They win the Impact Wrestling Tag Team titles this week. They also announced, I think, coming up for April, it's supposed to be the Lucha Brothers versus RVD and Sabu, which should be a badass match. The one thing I heard about with RVD, though, at one point, I think someone said this is the reason why he can't really wrestle in WWE no more. I don't know if it was a medical thing, because I think it was at one point Pentagon, and I'm trying to remember the story, but I may have to go look it up, that something happened to RVD's eye, and he got kicked in the eye, and it just kind of, I think it messed up RVD for a minute. I think at one point, I know Van Dam's still wrestling, and he looks the same to me, he could still fucking go, so, I'm sure he still got it and everything, and, putting him and Sabu versus the Lucha Brothers, that's a damn great match, okay? And you should also note that these guys are technically with AEW right now when you look at it, and they're going to be going against the Young Bucks. Go back and look at the press conference at the ticket information for AEW they did last Thursday, okay? That was a big thing going on, and that's going to be a huge thing. I believe that's going to be the main event for Double or Nothing when it comes up in May. Now, I will say I heard Phoenix got hurt over the weekend, though, with some AAW promotion. I think it was a muscle contusion, but he should be okay. I hear a lot about Phoenix injuries sometime. I really see a lot of those. Like, it was a lot not that long ago before Homecoming. He had like a groin injury, but he was still able to make it. So, I hear stories about Phoenix getting hurt half the time, but hopefully he's still healthy. He can still go, especially against the Young Bucks in May when they face them at Double or Nothing, which is allegedly the main event of that show, which should also be a kick-ass match. So the Lucha Brothers are everywhere, okay? And I know they're not really signed with one company in general, because some do with Lucha Underground contracts, which I just hear are very messed up, with a lot of people that are almost being held hostage, as Evilicious, stretched her frustration, and multiple other wrestlers that are signed with the company also. So that's another thing too. But the Lucha Brothers are everywhere, okay? Like, come on. MLW, Impact, AEW, and like I said, the stuff I saw about AEW the other night, it was, I will say one thing if I go just in off this whole Impact Wrestling, just a little quick thought on the AEW thing. I did enjoy the press conference. Of course, it was ticket information, set up some matches for Double or Nothing, announced their partnership. Now, this is, I feel like AEW may partner with Impact now, and to what I think, and this is my little theory of it, because AEW is working with AAA promotion, right? So is Impact Wrestling. So will they have all three of these guys have a partnership together when you think about it? Let's kind of think this out for a second, because I know Impact, they have a partnership with, I believe do they still have a partnership with Pro Wrestling Noah? I believe they do, if I'm not mistaken, because they did have a partnership with them. Because in my opinion, you think AEW would try to partnership with New Japan, but they have a partnership with the CMLL promotion that is AAA's rival, and Ring of Honor and stuff. But the fact that I've heard that AEW is partnering with this OWE, Oriental Wrestling, I don't know a lot about it. I just know it's in China, but I do look forward to seeing some stuff from it, though. And I do know the AAA promotion, but it looks like they're going to start getting some more exposure on TV right now. I know you've seen most of their talent on Lucha Underground or on Impact themselves, but with them working with AAA, I'm assuming that could be a potential partnership to Impact. I know Chris Jericho's there. Chris Jericho's cool with Don Callis. Don Callis runs Impact. We also still see him in New Japan also. But it's a lot of questions in who could be partnering with who. I may be jumping to conclusions on some things, but I could see that happening if given the right time and circumstances to what happens. But I kind of thought about it, though, if they're working with AAA, and we're going to see more of those AAA wrestlers on there now, like we see on Impact. So let's give this time and see where this goes. Like, of course, we all expected Omega to be in AEW, so I'm not really surprised the executive vice president and some other people, being signed. I don't know some. I know people like Asha Kong, and I believe, was it Saint-Kiss from, I think they were ex-Alicious on Lucha Underground, and multiple other people like Guevara, or the Best Friends, or multiple other people. I just want to say a little quick thing about the AEW press conference, though, and, their partnerships, how it kind of affects people of who could work with who when you think about it. So let's give this time. But Impact Wrestling tonight, that's my review. I'm going to get out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace. I hope you enjoyed this review today. Like I said, the best match on here was LAX versus the Lucha Brothers for the Tag Team Championships, okay? Just a kick-ass match in general. Check it out. If you have not seen this match, go watch this match. It's worth every watch, okay? These teams just kill it, all right? They fucking kill it. But I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.